I thank you, Mr. Otaridian. Now, I call on Mr. Jordan, Minister of Labour and Social Partnership Relations of Barbados, to address the conference, and I ask Mr. Tan, Employers Delegate from the Philippines, to be prepared. Minister Jordan, you have the floor.
Chair, distinguished delegates, Barbados welcomes the opportunity to address the International Labour Conference this morning in its centenary year of the International Labour Organization. This conference follows quickly on the heels of the 11th ILO meeting of Caribbean Ministers of Labour, which Barbados hosted last month. This was a very productive meeting which brought together my Caribbean counterparts, representatives from the Caribbean Community, CARICOM Secretariat, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, the Caribbean Congress of Labour, the Caribbean Employers Confederation, and the Director General of the ILO himself to ventilate on the topic of shaping a brighter future of work for the Caribbean. Our discussions resulted in the adoption of conclusions which address exploring new job and decent work opportunities for the Caribbean in the digital, care, green, and blue economies, adapting institutions of work given the new emerging forms of employment and the growing importance of those new economic areas, articulating a renewed social contract, and supporting labour cooperation in the region. Undoubtedly, for Barbados and other countries in the Caribbean, heightened awareness of the changing world of work is critical if we are truly to be competitive on the world stage. We contend with myriad issues such as climate change, demographic changes, geopolitics, new and developing technologies, and globalization. Added to those, there are the challenges of high unemployment, especially high youth unemployment, economic instability, climate and natural disasters, and crime. I said at that meeting, and I reiterate now, that Barbados fully endorses the report of the Global Commission on the Future of Work, which has placed focus on a human-centered agenda. The Commission identifies countless opportunities to improve the quality of working lives in a future setting, categorized by increasing investment in people's capabilities, institutions of work, and decent and sustainable work. Chair and delegates, it is not by chance that Barbados' transformation plan has at its core the development of workers. We recognize that worker development is key to achieving three sets of important outcomes that are critical for Barbados in the context of my government's transformation agenda: increasing social inclusion, raising productivity, and preparing the economy for the future, principally through the stimulation and formulation of skill ecosystems built on lifelong learning and mechanisms to boost understanding and therefore productivity. As Barbados undertook its Future of Work dialogue in 2016, important considerations regarding the future of work included society, culture, flexible forms of work, joblessness, education, health, productivity, and competitiveness, as well as the stark recognition that there were several issues and challenges which were impacting Barbados' ability to meet the demands of a changing workplace. 3 years later, in the ILO centenary year, we acknowledge that the pace at which the world of work is changing is faster than it was before. The challenges still exist. However, there are also opportunities to be taken. We are committed to facing the issues and challenges head-on with the development and implementation of appropriate strategies and policies using an inclusive approach involving government, workers' representatives, and employers' representatives. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of our social partnership chaired by our Prime Minister it has served Barbados well. Through effective social dialogue, we have been able to overcome many economic challenges. Barbados is so vested in this process that to expand participation in national social dialogue, we have created a Social Justice Committee as a complement to the tripartite arrangement of the social partnership. I want to encourage us all to equip ourselves to navigate the challenges and position ourselves to take advantage of the opportunities that will come with the changing world of work. Let us take the path that will ultimately lead to economic development that benefits us all. Let us show that decent work and economic growth can occur simultaneously. I thank you.
I thank Minister Jordan, and I now call Mr. Tan